Hello, Virgo. This is your bi-weekly forecast for the weeks of September 5th through the 11th, my birthday, and September 12th through the 18th, 2016. Now, quick update for you guys. Some folks have been having a hard time getting a hold of my website or getting a hold of me because whenever they would go and do Google searches or like search engine searches to find my website, it would go to a previous version of the website, one that was not updated. So I fixed all of that for you. So if you prefer to do search engine stuff instead of like clicking the links below or typing in integrativemysticism.com, that is totally cool, but at least you know it's fixed for you now. So, and that for that matter, again, these are just general horoscopes. So again, if you do want to schedule a session with me, you do gotta go to my website. So let's get started here. What's happening now is that I'm doing tarot and astrology in the same video. Okay, so for those of you who resonate with astrology, but maybe not with tarot, guess what? Astrology is going to be in the first half of the video, the first part of the video. And for those of you who resonate with cards, but not so much with astrology, the cards will be in the other half of the video. So you can bounce around if you want, or you can watch the whole thing through. So let's have a look and see what's going to happen these next 2 weeks for you. So let's start with astrology for the 5th through the 11th. Well, 5th through the 11th, Virgo, is going to be very nice, I think, to you. We do have Jupiter moving into Libra, your earned income sector, where he will stay all the way up until October of 2017. And usually when you have Jupiter go into a money zone, like the second house, we start to see some huge improvements to our earned income. You know, we're going to see a large jump in our salary during this time. And a lot of Virgo people are going to be seeing that, you know, it's going to be a lot easier to save and retain money as well. This may actually be more in the form of improvements in finances. Might not necessarily be money in terms of promotions. Promotions could be there, but we may be noticing we're getting more raises than we are promotions. Either way, you know, it's going to be very good. It's very nice. It's very much a great money year about to begin for you starting on the 9th of this month. We've also got towards the end of the week of the 5th, Saturn forming a square to Neptune for the final time. It's been doing it all year. Between your 4th house of home and family and your 7th house of partnerships. And this could create some tension in a situation where maybe a living situation does need to be rearranged that you are currently in, Virgo. If you are in a position where, you know, maybe you're no longer happy with a roommate or a tenant, you may decide it's time to make some adjustments and move on. There could also be some issues that could come up between a potential romantic partner or an existing romantic partner and a relative. Now, one of the issues that seems to be showing up here is that Saturn is the culprit, and Saturn's in the 4th house. So we may notice that a relative might not necessarily be making a partner feel at home. From the 12th to the 18th, we do have another bit of great activity. We've got a full moon lunar eclipse in your 7th house of partnerships. And this is a culmination eclipse, okay? This can become one of those sort of cement it or end it kind of energies. And this has all to do with, again, with that 7th house, the one-on-one relationships, the closest one-on-one relationships. And it's going to force things to a culmination or a maturation with either a BFF, boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, business partner. And, you know, in a very good way, this can talk about the cementing of a strong relationship. This could talk about becoming finally official over the next couple of months. Because remember, eclipses don't just happen all right away. This could talk about, you know, becoming official over the next few months, maybe even merging, starting to form alliances, you know, combine, all of those kinds of things. Very, very nice. However, again, because of the issues that are going on, especially with Mercury retrograde in your sign, this could prove to become a challenge to an existing business partnership or financial alliance that you're in. And you may decide to walk away. Later on, we do also have Mercury, currently retrograde in your sign, forming a square to Saturn. I mean, not Saturn, excuse me, to Mars in your 4th house of home and family. And again, we have more issues coming up with a decision that you're about to make or a recent decision that you're about to make. Kind of, I guess you could say, really offending a relative who may be taking things too personally, because Mars can have a tendency to be a bit too much of a hothead, and you may feel like the disapproval of this relative or of this person is enough to make you think that you shouldn't go through with this plan. Remember, with Mercury currently retrograde, it's not a good idea to commence or end, but make sure that you pay attention to whether or not this person is making it all about them, or if they truly care about you. So, let's get started here with the cards for this upcoming 2 weeks. Let's talk about the 5th through the 11th first. All right. So from the 5th to the 11th, for your spiritual advice, we do have the card of the Life Bringer, which is a gorgeous card because this does talk about fulfillment and things coming and taking on a life of their own. This can be a beautiful card for those of you that have been feeling stuck. Maybe you've been feeling delayed. You've been feeling like you can't seem to get something off the ground or a transition to complete itself. This card is saying for the 5th to the 11th, things are going to be a lot more easy for you. And maybe actually being hands-off at this point in time is okay, because the Lifebringer is saying we may actually even get clearance or authorization, and there may actually be something that is done for you on your behalf. We talk about things taking on a life of their own. This could actually be, a wonderful sign for a relationship. This could be a wonderful sign for seeing, I guess you could say, results from a workout or a fitness regimen that you're in or a therapeutic regimen that you're in. But what's happening is that we're seeing breakthroughs. Okay, that's the most important part. We have breakthroughs the week of the 5th through the 11th. For your finances and your work life, we do have the High Priestess upright. And this could indicate a beautiful lead on a new lucrative opportunity showing up for you. This can also show up where somebody's going to kind of intervene in your practical life. Typically with the High Priestess, we see an expert in what you're trying to get done, whether this is an agent, this is an accountant, this is a recruiter. This could just be a friend who happens to have a certain level of expertise. And what's happening with the High Priestess is, again, we have very much like that Lifebringer card, somebody actually going out and kind of wrapping up something for you, taking something off your hands. Financially, this should be a gorgeous week as well, because again, Jupiter moving into your second house, we're already going to be starting to see a beautiful boon to your income, and so your wallet will be fat by Wednesday. For your communications with air, when it comes to the messages you get from friends and from relatives and all of that other kind of stuff, we do have the King of Wands upright. And this card can indicate beautiful news coming through a fire sign friend or relative, an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius, who is basically coming with some kind of big solution. I think that it's actually like a friend acting on your behalf. We have a lot of people acting on your behalf during this time. And the King of Wands is basically saying whatever they're coming at you with may seem too good to be true in the beginning, but it's not too good to be true. This may be, again, a fast solution to a long-term problem. It almost seems like too quick a fix for as complicated as this situation seems from your perspective, but it's not. And that's kind of the thing. Sometimes we get really emotionally attached and involved in something, so we think it takes a really long time to discuss, it takes a really long time to figure out. Maybe not so much. So let's see what he has to say. It could be a she, but I drew a king. Now, for your emotions with water and your romantic life, we do have the Ten of Pentacles upright. Again, another gorgeous card. This is going to be a great week for the Virgo people, because the Ten of Pentacles talks about long-term potential showing up for you this week. This could be you and a dating partner suddenly deciding to talk more about setting the future in stone, whether it's becoming official, but also merging a lot of things. Maybe we're starting to, leave some of our stuff at each other's houses. Maybe we're starting to introduce more of each other to each other's friends and each other's family members and things like that. In fact, the merging of social groups, or maybe even the healing of social groups, is ideal during this time. The Ten of Pentacles can be great news for those of you who are currently coupled who may have been feeling like tensions between relatives and partners and things like that have been hard. If you saw the astrology, we already talked about something like that going on, but at least we know the merging and peace will be assured with this card. This also indicates great financial news coming to your partner and thus vicariously to you. So what's going on the week of the 12th to the 18th, we ask? Well, let's find out. Well, for your spiritual advice, we do have the card of Frigga. And this card talks all about an unexpected harvest. So a lot of good news is starting to pay off much quicker than we could have expected throughout these 2 weeks, okay? Because this is the unexpected harvest and a sense of plenty coming from her. And you're going to be noticing that something is matured, something is ready to be plucked this week. And we may actually be embarking on that transition or reaping the rewards from this again sooner than we could have projected. Maybe we didn't think this project was going to be done until next month. Maybe we didn't think it was going to take, so again, we've all this quickness, all this quick wrap-ups of unfinished business and unexpected payoffs coming to you as well. So maybe we want to make some adjustments to our personal schedule because we may have allotted too much time or to this, whatever this is, because again, we will be over and done with it happily sooner than later. For your Earth sector, I gotta stop saying that because it's like, I'm not doing it that way anymore. For your finances and your work life, we do have the Five of Swords inverted. Again, a good card, and a great card to even have inverted, believe it or not. And with the Five of Swords inverted, we see a truce. We see a truce, we see amends. And this kind of thing could actually prove to be quite beneficial to you because if you're looking for compensation or reparations, whether you're cashing in on a favor somebody owes you at work, if you have entitlements or money that's meant to come your way, reimbursements, people paying back money they've owed you, or reparations for damages done against you, not only do we have those discussions, but again, possibly with the Frigga card, we may actually even start to notice more of that money coming our way sooner. For your communications, we do have the Sun card upright. And this card can indicate an invitation to a little unexpected getaway or a little bit of a break, a little respite that you may not have necessarily been expecting or counting on happening at this point in time in the month. This could be a party, this could be a camping trip, this could be just a little bit of a stroll outside of your norm. But the Sun card upright also indicates a need to be able to reconnect. Okay, we've got a lot of focus on you reconnecting with friends, going back into your past with this card, and paying attention to where old friends. Nostalgia is definitely, not in the bad way, but nostalgia is definitely going to be a very sweet healing theme this week. For your emotions with water and your romantic life, we do have the Ten of Swords inverted. Another good card to get inverted, because this is a card talking about second chances or dodging bullets. And this card can indicate a need to consider second chances or to cash in on second chances with potential love mates. Whether this is somebody that you never really got a chance to get with before, sometimes that happens. It's like maybe there's always like that crush, that old flame, and it's like, God, we're never single at the same time, or we're always living in the wrong spot, or the timing's never right. This is the second chance you can actually have. And this could have to do with, again, that nostalgia going back into the past. For those of you who are currently coupled, the Ten of Swords inverted is basically not necessarily saying, like, we have to worry about second chances with a partner, like something bad's going to happen. But the two of you may be giving a second chance to a plan or an agenda that the two of you abandoned prematurely. Maybe because it didn't seem practical, maybe it didn't seem realistic. Either way, if one of you is heartbroken about having to walk away from this, maybe you, maybe your partner, maybe both, we get our second chance, we get to talk about it this week. So that is your forecast, Virgo. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And of course, if you'd like to get a session, you can always follow the links below or go to integrativemysticism.com.